Gotchasports. We are back. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Carrie, how are we feeling? How was the weekend?
The weekend was good. Just kind of relaxed. I think needed a slower weekend after the
A little
last one we
reset.
had. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A little weekend reset. It wasn't a Sunday reset. It was an entire weekend reset. Um, Went out to dinner for one of our buddies' birthdays. So I mean, pretty simple. Had some really good lasagna. Actually, I'm a big lasagna guy.
Ooh,
Pasta in general,
are
but
you?
specifically lasagna, I can't go wrong with it.
I like that. I'm not a huge lasagna guy. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
I
I
love
feel
good
like that is
Italian,
a
but
hot. I feel like it is a hot take. I never really imagined too many people going out to a restaurant to order lasagna, but I guess I'm that guy and I'm fine being that guy.
totally fair. Does that stem from something like did your mom make really good lasagna or something
Oh,
growing up, or what does that stem from?
mom makes a mean lasagna. I think
Heck yeah.
lasagna, some stuffed shells, both of those
Mm.
are some great ones. I used to get I think it was more so when I was in Chicago and could go home a little more frequently, but whenever I'd go home, that was definitely a request.
I like that. Okay. Okay. Well, if it's your first time joining us, welcome. We are Gotcha Sports. Today's episode, we're going to talk more baseball, MLB. Going to attempt the Immaculate Grid again, go 9 for 9. Done it 2 times on this podcast, going for second in a row, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think two in a row.
Going for two in a
Immaculate
row.
Grid. Yep.
I kind of wish we
Um,
had it yesterday. Yesterday's was a kind of a
Yesterday's
cakewalk.
was a cookie, dude. Yeah, it was an absolute layup. And then we're just going to mix in a couple of other sports. We've got some Kentucky Derby talk, some horse racing. We got some golf talk, hockey, and then we'll finish it off with, of course, the best bet. MLB, though, Carrie, we're about, what, not even a quarter of the way through the season?
Probably in 2 weeks
Just
we'll be
just
there, if I
about?
had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're what 1 month into the season, I guess I should say. I've had some pretty wild things happen so far. Did you see the Reds outfielder Tyler Callahan the other night makes a diving play
I'm
at
sure.
the
I mean, if
sliding
you,
play at the wall?
I'm sure I saw it. It's not ringing a bell right now. There's a million other ones I'm thinking of.
That's fair, but Tyler Callahan is out in left field, makes a play at the wall, catches it, makes a hell of a play, but breaks his arm. I don't know if you
Yep.
saw that
Okay.
on the
That was the
wall.
one. That was the one I was thinking. He broke his
Yeah,
forearm. I didn't
yeah,
know he caught the ball. Honestly, I was too focused on the fact that he is a rookie and he's just putting his
yeah.
body on the line.
Putting his body
No,
on the line early on in the
that was
season.
insane. That was insane.
First,
I do feel
first
bad
of all,
for him
how did they
because
not say that was a catch?
I is that what did that get ruled not a catch? It got ruled a home
Yeah,
run, right? Okay, that's what I was.
yeah.
That's what
You got
that's why I didn't remember that because I didn't think. I remember they ruled it a home run, not a catch. But
yeah.
I don't understand. Um, my thing is, it's just like, do you think there's ever a limit to these rookies in terms of just like how much you're truly willing to risk? Like, how many vets do you think are attempting to make that play?
I mean, I would say most rookies are going after that. Honestly, I feel like even the
Yeah.
vets are going after that. But I also think that's the difference with a guy like Tyler Callahan that's not guaranteed a 40-man roster spot all year. He's going to leave his body on the line no matter what. And unfortunately, it was one of those freak things. 'Cause we see all the time how many guys, and we saw Nolan Arenado do it the other night on third base, goes into the stands, makes a heck of a play. There was a net there to catch him, but some stadiums don't
Nearly
have
kills
that.
a 3-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. I luckily that little girl did not get hurt because that Nolan Arenado was flying in there. But it was just one of those
Yeah.
freak things. Guy makes a hell of a play. The fact that they didn't give him a catch is beyond me. But lays his body on the line, and unfortunately, he had to pay for it, and is going to be out for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know how long it's actually going to take for Like I don't know what all goes into it. Obviously, I broke my arm when I was younger. I never had to get surgery. It was a thing where you probably had a cast on for 6 weeks and then it was better. I didn't go through any type of rehab, but obviously everybody's different. He's a lot older now. I don't know if this is something that's going to require surgery. I don't know what rehab looks like. Um, but yeah, I mean, you obviously figure he's got to lose a tremendous amount of forearm strength, and I'd
Yeah,
really the issue is going to be with his bat. His defense won't be an issue coming back. Um, Throwing will be fine. It was his glove hand, but yeah, you really never know what that recovery is going to look like because swinging a bat in this sport is obviously very important. So it's the main thing you do, and it's how
yeah,
you stay up in the big leagues. They have because that's the thing too. They got plenty of guys in the organization that could have made that same exact play. Could have. I'm not saying they
yeah.
would, but
Right.
you never know. He comes out with a hot bat. He may stick up there for weeks, but it's just
Yeah,
you really don't know what that bat's going to be like now coming back.
it's definitely unfortunate. It's going to be a whale of a recovery. I'm excited to see him though come back because Tyler Callahan, he tore it up in the minors, and then now obviously gets a shot in the major leagues. Tries to make a heck of a play and does. And unfortunately, this freak thing happens. But I mean, it's a big loss for a guy in your organization that is young, that is hungry, and is willing to put his body on the line to make a play like that. And unfortunately, now he's just not going to be able to play for. My guess is he's out for the entire year, but maybe he'll make a
No,
comeback. But even if he does, again, we don't know how he's going to be when he comes back. But whale of an effort. I mean, I'm going to tip my cap to that every day of the week. That's what makes baseball so great. But it was just an unfortunate freak accident that just happens in sports.
I think you'd be shocked, honestly. I bet he's back by the All Star break.
You think?
Yeah, I really think it's
I
just
mean,
going to
they
be month and a half with a cast on. I bet he gets like anywhere 2 to 4 weeks of arm care, and then I bet they're throwing him back in, whether it's going to be rookie ball, single A,
yeah.
just to get some at bats back in.
No,
It
yeah.
won't be a year ending injury because I'm a
All
doctor. I
right,
know
you
these
heard it,
things.
Doctor Carey, Doctor Carey with the diagnosis. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
I moving on from that, but I heard or I saw this a couple of days ago, and I had no idea this was even a thing. Have you ever heard of Henry and Holly Stevenson or Stephenson? Stevenson, probably.
Sounds familiar, but I could not remotely tell you what it is.
So this is just a husband and wife. They created every Major League Baseball team schedule from 1981 to 2004 by hand on pen and paper. They were
That
the
sounds
ones that
miserable. That
organizes every
that
everybody's
sounds like carpal
schedule.
tunnel. That's what that sounds like.
Imagine how frustrating it would be when you thought you had it. Oh, we got the perfect schedule for everybody. All the dates line up, all the teams line up, and then you're just like, "Fuck, I forgot the Minnesota Twins," and then you got to start all over
Yeah,
and just go
yeah.
through that entire process.
That sounds horrible. Or what happens when you thought it was a 3 game series and it's only a 2 game or it's a 4 game and you forgot to add it in
Yep,
and dude,
yep.
I would lose my mind. I Good for them for liking that stuff. I You couldn't pay me to do that.
How much would you need to be paid to do that?
So when you say handwrite it, they are literally creating the schedule every year.
Yes. So from 1981 to 2004, I believe, based off of, I did a little deep dive into it. Off the one article that I read, they literally had pen and paper. They had every team lined up, or like on a sheet of paper, they had every team lined up, and they would just go one by one and just kind of cross reference each other and write in the schedule, erase it if it didn't work, and then write what the correct one was. And then once they finished, they were finished. To my
So example
understanding,
for the
that could be wrong.
so for the Cubs, I would have to do all 162, and then I would move to like the Brewers, do all 162, then go to the Cardinals and
Yeah,
do all
or
162.
my guess is they probably went series by series or dates by dates, so they would do 3 dates at a time for each team and then move on. But yes, they made the 162 game schedule for every single team.
I mean, I feel like there's a cap at what anyone's going to get paid to do this in general. So, like, to do it for every single team, if someone's like, here's 10 grand, I would do it.
10 grand? That's it? I thought you were going to
I
say
mean,
like,
I could, if I need to like dig down and just get it done, I'm doing that in like 2 or 3 days.
are you? I don't
Yes.
know if you are.
Yes, I am. I I
All
promise
right.
you, if they were like, kid, here's 10 grand, get it done, I would tell them 2 to 3 days, you'll get it back.
That's a frustrating 2 or 3 days until that payment hits. So you
Yeah,
get that check in
it
the
really
mail.
is. But yeah, I think
I think
it would
I
all
think
be
that's
worth
fair.
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool though. You get to say, yeah, I created the schedule. As a Cubs fan, you're probably pissed off this year if they were the ones that create your first month and a half of baseball.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they had to be handwriting that and just being like, the Cubs are going through an absolute gauntlet to start off the year every time they're writing teams down.
yeah, how do you know if there was any bias involved in it too? It's like if they hated the
Right.
Cubs, load them up.
Yeah. I think they just wanted to
But no,
test
I
the
thought
Cubs
that was
early.
yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of the Cubs, I had a huge laugh this past weekend with the Brewers fan that threw the ball
Oh,
back,
dude.
PCA's
Hilarious.
ball home run ball back. That was the
Yeah,
funniest video of the weekend.
I know. It was just a buff dude, too. Cut off shirt. Probably had 10 beers already. And he just
Yeah,
let it rip. I
he
was
for those
crying.
that didn't see this, he threw the ball back so fast and then just screamed the F word as loud as he could, and the camera caught it all. It was great. Such a good video, dude.
He was just so straight faced. Threw the ball,
Oh yeah.
straight faced, and then just it literally came so far within his body.
He used every part of his body to let out the F word.
Yeah. Were you were you ever the kid to go to a MLB game and keep the book?
No, I never kept the book. It was more of not that I didn't want to do it. Like if somebody asked me to do it, I would have totally done it. Like that, I'm a nerd for that type of stuff. I would enjoy it, but if I'm going to a baseball game, especially an MLB game that I don't get to go to very often, I'm intently watching the game. I'm having a couple beverages. I'm eating some hot dogs. I want to be there to enjoy the entirety of a Major League Baseball game experience. But again, if you ask me to do it, or even now that I'm a little bit older and I've gone to games, I probably would do it. But at a young age, I was there to have a good time.
Yeah. I was gonna say I never got into it and I died. Maybe that is something I'll do when I get older, but as of now, I'm just not patient enough to just stick with that for an entire 9 innings of baseball.
I will say, I mean, it keeps you very much engaged. And when you're, I don't know, for those that haven't kept a book ever, I mean, it actually, you learn a lot because you start
Oh yeah.
seeing similarities in what the pitchers are doing, hitters, especially if you're marking whether it's inside, outside pitch, where the hit came from, what side of the field they're hitting to the most. Like you can actually learn a lot by doing it.
Yeah. It was just never for me. I feel like I'm
No, I hear you.
already locked in on about every pitch.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Another video this past weekend that I loved was the home plate umpire. I think is Bill Miller. I don't know if that's his name. I think it's Bill Miller, but he was caught on the mic screaming at himself because he got the call wrong.
Yeah.
He knew it right away too. He's like, "Fuck, Bill, come on, man! You knew that was happening. You knew that was an out."
There's another one where I don't even know who it was, but they called it, whatever, review it. His call got overturned. He
Yeah,
announces that it got overturned, realizes his mic is not, it's still turned on, and he just is like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah. He knew it. He knew it right away too.
Yeah,
I
so
I
funny.
love that though because it shows that they actually care about getting the call right. And I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
every professional umpire or referee does the same thing, whether they say it in their head or they say it out loud. But it's just you don't get to see moments like that often. So when you do, it's nice. It's refreshing.
yeah. I mean, it just shows they're not there to just umpire the regular season. Also, I mean, a lot of this stuff is still looked at very intently going into playoffs, World Series, NL Central, or not NL Central, NL playoffs, AL playoffs, all that stuff.
For sure. And I mean, again, like if they're chosen to ump in the playoffs, that's probably an extra $100,000 in their pocket because I'm sure they
Oh
get
yeah.
paid more for playoff games. So I mean, it is.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, that's their goal is to get to the playoffs just like everybody else.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if I could be an MLB umpire. Just players are gonna rip you no matter what.
Yeah,
And they're
and
probably
it's
right,
actually
is the thing. They're probably right.
yeah. I mean, so we saw it with the Fernando Tatis in the Padres the other day. Was it a
Blew
called
up.
strike that should have been a ball? Tatis
Yeah,
gets
it was a low
tossed,
low
and then
changeup.
yeah, yeah. And then the manager runs out there. It was so funny the way he threw his glasses. It's like he knew he was done. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to stick up for your guys, especially a guy like Fernando Tatis, who's the face of the organization. You got to stand up for him. If he goes, you go. It's just
Oh
part of the
yeah.
game.
I'm telling you, dude, that's the crazy thing too, is like these players are like they're damn near always right on these ball calls and
It's
strike
wild.
calls.
Yeah. How many? How many? I wouldn't say at bats, but how many pitches do you think somebody who's not big into baseball, didn't play baseball growing up, how many pitches do you think they would need to see before they recognized the strike zone?
Oh, and you're
Like if
just
they're
talking
up there
about like
hitting, like if they just go into
so
a batting
we're
cage and
talking
they're
about your average like high school baseball player.
yeah, sure. Not even. Maybe not even that. Like just somebody who played maybe 5th grade through 8th grade who hasn't played
And
baseball in a while. You stick them in a cage with a
they're
pitcher.
seeing
How
MLB
long, how many
pitching.
pitches? Yeah, how many pitches do you think before they
Oh,
recognize the strike zone? You think it's like 10,000
I was gonna say a
pitches that
minimum
they
of
have to see?
500. A minimum of like 500 straight too.
Yeah, right.
I think then they might be able to figure it out. If they take a pitch, I think they should be able to recognize that second after 500 pitches, whether they miss, whether it's a strike or
I
ball.
think I think I would agree with that. I'd probably put the minimum a little bit higher. I would I'd probably say 750 that it would take for them to finally recognize it. But no,
Yeah,
I think that's pretty accurate.
yeah. I mean, I relatively speaking, I think I could do an okay job of that right now. But the issue is with all the amount of movement these guys has is ridiculous. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you if a pitch maybe caught the front of the plate when it was cutting across or what. Like that's what would hurt
Right.
me bad.
No, I would not be very good at it right now. I don't think. I think it would take me a little bit to get used to it. I mean, I haven't stood in a batter's box in 7
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
six,
I don't
seven
know if I
years.
want to. I don't want to step in against 100 miles an hour just to watch it either.
Yeah, dude, it's not easy. Even though you know you're not swinging, there's a chance
Yeah,
he runs it inside a little
it's
bit. Get
almost
out of here,
scarier.
dude.
It's almost scarier when like I had to do that a few times in college. You just stand in there and you don't swing. That's
Yeah,
almost worse because then all you do is just anticipate the ball coming at you just in case. Because
and
it's
you
like
don't
you
have
know
an
you're not swinging.
right. You have no defense. Whereas, like you have a
Yeah,
bat in your hand, you're anticipating swinging. It's at least something to, maybe maybe get out of the
yeah,
way
and
or
it just
maybe
like
touch it.
it gets your head out of even remotely thinking that you're gonna get hit ever too when you're actually swinging a bat.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But
I'll tell you what,
we're here.
I I was always a player, no matter what. That was definitely a little nervous of getting hit, especially against guys that were mid eights to low 90s. It was always in the back of my head.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was not the dude to dig into the box and be like, this pitcher's fucking dead, like he's mine.
when when you were hitting and let's say a pitch was inside and you got out of the way and your teammates are like, wear it, are you the one to say in your head like, shut up, I'm not wearing that?
I mean, a little bit, but I even think like, I think at least in my experience of college baseball, that kind of went away. Like you
Really?
did look soft if you didn't let it hit you. But like if it's one thing if you like get out of the way and you end up striking out or a weak ass ground out or something, but if you end up
Right.
getting on base, no one really gives a shit. But no,
No,
you
it's
definitely
true.
do look a little soft.
No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, Carrie. It is time. Let's get to it. The Immaculate Grid. 9 for 9 is the goal. Let me share my screen here for those watching on YouTube. Trying to go 2 in a row. 2 in a row, Immaculate Grids. Up top, we got the Atlanta Braves, the Milwaukee Brewers, and 6+ WAR season. On the left side, we got the Minnesota Twins, Houston Astros, and All-Star. All right, there's some easy ones I think we can knock out. You want to start with Braves All-Star Hank Aaron, or do you want to try to go somebody else that's probably a lower rarity?
Let's try to think lower rarity first, but
Okay.
I think that one also still could be tough because I'm not going to know any super rare player that maybe just snuck in there.
I mean, do you think like Ronald Acuna is going to be a lower rarity than Hank Aaron? Probably.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Was Ozzy Albies
I
an
don't know.
All Star
I think yeah.
or
I think
Freddie? I
I
know
think you could
Freddie
even
was,
throw
but
Freddie in there. I'm trying to
which
think,
one do
was
you
there
want to do?
anyone with like a one year season with the Braves?
All right, which one do you want
I
to
think
do?
Freddie would be a good one, honestly.
Freddie Freeman,
Freddie Flamen.
4%. Good call. All right.
All right.
Brewers non or someone that's rare. You think like I mean, obviously you have the Christian Yelich. You think some of the
But what? How many times has Yelich even been an All Star? I feel like he's just been hurt like every other season.
yeah, that's true. What about you think Ryan Braun's super rare? Probably not.
I think he might be one of the more common players.
Yeah.
He's probably one of their most notable hitters within the last 15, 20 years.
What about Prince Fielder?
That'd be a good one. Short season. Or not short
Yeah.
season. Short career. I like
All
that
right,
one.
we'll go with Prince.
Plus, he's probably one of my all time favorite players.
All righty, 7%, not bad.
It's not bad.
No, not at all. Um, Twins 6+ WAR season. I mean, you could do Harmon Killebrew is
Byron?
probably the most popular. I don't.
Byron Buxton?
You think he had a 6+ WAR? That's probably right.
I mean, he's probably been their best player for the past few years.
Yeah. Um.
But it just depends if we want more of an obvious one
Yeah.
or not an
It's
obvious
just
one.
tough with I don't know the Twins very well. That's the only issue. I say we
I would
save
do Harmon
that.
Killebrew for that one. Or yeah.
You think?
Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah. Well, let's
We can
come
come
back to
back
that
to it.
one. Houston Astros 6+ WAR season.
Who was the first baseman? Wade Boggs was
Jeff
he
Bagwell.
Astros? Or Jeff Bagwell's the guy I'm thinking of, yeah. I would go him.
Yeah. All right, I'm with that. Because I mean, we could do again. We could do the Craig Biggio's, like the best players on these teams. But I'm down with Jeff Bagwell. That's 16%, really? All right.
That is kind of high.
I mean, ooh, actually, you know what? Twins, Brewers. Never mind. Oh yeah, no, I
Tommy
don't know where I
Pham
was going
didn't
with
play
that.
for the Twins, did he? I know he's
Mm,
White Sox. I just don't know if he went anywhere before he went to the Brewers.
no, I don't know.
Or no, Tommy Pham was not a White Sox. He was a Cardinals.
He was a Cardinal.
I don't know. Twins is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, Houston Braves, Nolan Ryan, right? That's our probably obvious one.
You want to just do that?
Unless you can think of one, but that's just the most. I mean, that's going to be the most common answer of all time.
I think we should, just because these ones are going to be harder. So I'm cool with doing higher or
Yeah.
lower, less rare. What?
He never threw for Houston?
No, he definitely threw for Houston. He must have not thrown for the Braves.
I swore he played with the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, he threw with the Angels, the Astros, the Mets. I thought he did too. Damn. Well, tough.
Wow, he didn't throw for the Braves.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It was Rangers, Astros, Angels,
Rangers.
Mets.
Yeah. Damn. Never played for the Atlanta Braves.
Holy shit.
Ooh, Twins
Well, he played for 3
Brewers.
teams.
Nelson Cruz.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He played for the
He
Brewers,
played a
right?
lot with the Twins. He played with the Brewers for sure.
9%. All right. All right. We're gonna move this along here. Harmon Killebrew 6+ WAR. Actually, you know what? Let's do Byron, just because we don't have a chance to get 100.
Oh, just to see for the rarity.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't.
Well, all right, now you can do Harmon.
There we go. And then six
I feel
plus
like
WAR All
Brewers.
Star. Who do you? I mean, we can do literally anybody for this.
Pete Rose. It's got to be a 1%er.
Hopefully, a .4. Love it.
Point 4.
All
Ugly
right,
ass
Carrie, let's
smile,
get.
dude. Look at him.
That dude was worried about what money line he had the next day.
I mean, he was betting on himself. He wasn't worried about it.
And that's crazy that Pete Rose is betting on himself to get 3 hits in a game and is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I
Arguably more impressive. He
pass
added more
that.
pressure to himself.
Yeah, I could probably. I mean, if we're talking high school ball and up, there's no way I had more than 20, probably 30 games where I had 3 hits
I mean, it's
in a
very hard to
game.
do. It's very hard to do.
I feel like
Um,
Brewers, Houston is probably our best shot here, or Houston Braves.
Probably. About Dallas Keuchel? He pitched for the Brewers at all?
That does not sound familiar to me. I'm not gonna lie. Just with being in the Cubs division.
Yeah.
Like Brewers
Um,
in Houston shouldn't be that hard.
I really don't think so either.
I'm trying to think because what everyone on Houston's World Series team. Bregman was with the Red Sox now. Springer is with Toronto.
Yep. Carlos Correa
Altuve's
is with
still
the
an
Twins.
Astro.
but that's obviously not in the same category here. Altuve's still there. I don't. Oh, William Contreras played for the Braves and Brewers, so that wouldn't work here either.
Yeah. Greinke throw for any of these teams? I feel like Zach Greinke played for a million teams. He
Greinke,
strikes me as
Astros,
he threw for
Braves.
Houston.
Yeah.
I think he threw for Houston. I don't know though. I would just let it rip. We're not going 9 for 9. Yep. I don't think it's right, but
Yeah, I don't. I also stink at spelling.
I don't think he threw for the Braves. I think he threw for Houston. I don't think he threw for the Braves, but
Yeah, dude.
Zach Green.
He did not.
I'm gonna look that up while you look through those.
Yeah. Braves, Twins. Let's see what obvious ones we missed. Really not obvious ones.
Damn it, Greinke did throw for the Brewers.
Damn it. That's brutal, dude.
It was Houston and the Brewers, and he threw for. I mean, he did throw for Milwaukee back in 2011 and 2012. So I can't really say I was probably following baseball too much as a 13-year-old.
Yeah, it's tough. Not a man. We really got thrown off the track with that Nolan Ryan. I thought that was for sure right.
Yeah, that was a killer. I think that was like my one. That was my one lock, and it just did not end up being a lock.
Yeah, tough. Well, went 6 for 9 this episode. That is okay, though. We will be back. We're going to try to get a streak going. I think next time, too, we might add in a little twist and do a couple of different sports, see where we stand with our sports trivia player knowledge. But, Carrie, I do want to talk about the Kentucky Derby. One of my favorite events of the year. We didn't really preview it or anything. I mean, not many people that I know at least are very big into it, but I love it. Went to the Kentucky Derby only once in my life, my senior week of college. It was an awesome time. Carrie, I did bet the correct horse. Sovereignty got it done for your boy. Shout out the GOAT. The GOAT, dude.
Was that just a little
made my
shot from the hip, or?
No, there was some research involved. I mean, I was getting deep into it. Previous races, 1 mile races, 2 mile races on dirt, on grass. Obviously, the Kentucky Derby's on dirt, and it also probably helped that it was a mud pit the entire track. But yeah. It was just one of those gut feeling fire from the hip. After doing my limited research, there were like 4 guys I was debating. Journalism, who was the favorite, was one of them. Beza was actually another who finished third. But I was so close to retiring. I almost had a trifecta of Sovereignty 1, Journalism 2, and then I had who's the third? I can't remember who my third was, but I was so close to putting Beza in there, and I would have made so much money. But here we are. Here we are. Just pick the winner.
Retired you?
Probably not, but it would have paid out pretty damn good. It would have paid out quite a bit of money. But if you're not into horse racing for whatever reason, I get it. But I will say, once you bet on a horse and they win, it's fun. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to give a little intake on what just like the overall environment's like since you've actually been there also.
The Kentucky Derby is awesome. We were in the infield. They have like concert stage there playing EDM music. They've got whale of vendors, food. It's very expensive. I mean, if you're going to get a mint julep, which is like their known drink, you're going to be spending some money. But the infield, I mean, it's packed with people. They got betting booths everywhere. I was actually at the race that 80-1 odds Rich Strike won. Had that. We were standing at the last quarter mile turn when Rich Strike kind of made his push towards the end, and oh my god, that everybody was stunned. The crowd was just going nuts. Everybody was stunned. It's an awesome event. If you have the opportunity to go, you should, because it's unlike anything else.
So 80 to 1. Maybe just explain like what in terms of all the horses that were there. Did that horse essentially have the worst odds to win it?
Yeah, 80 to 1 odds is, in other terms, would be like you put a $10 bet on 80 to 1 odds, you walk away with an $800 win.
Be pretty cool.
So it's, yeah, I mean, he was the long shot for a reason. With the odds like that, typically I think the lowest or the highest odds that this year was maybe 30 to 1, maybe 40 to 1, for the
Mm.
lowest chance horse to win, which obviously Rich Strike was double that, which is just crazy that an 80 to 1 odds horse won. But yeah, it'd be a $10 bet to win 800.
That'd be pretty
Should be
cool.
pretty. You put $1 on it, you walked away with 80. It's crazy that he won it that year, but it was awesome. We took a party bus down, took a party bus back to our college house. It was a great time, awesome event. Start tuning into the Kentucky Derby. Highly recommend. It's very exciting.
That's sick. That might have to be a future bachelor trip or something.
Yeah, dude, it's a great time. It's a great time. But I was happy to pick the winner. Happy to make a little bit of money on Saturday, so that was great. But also, I was so mad at myself too, because I'm moving on to golf here with Scotty Scheffler. Shoots a 31 under par across 4 rounds, playing in his hometown. I saw him after, I think he was 10 under the first day. He was, which I mean, to be 10 under in a golf tournament after round one, and I think the second place was maybe 2 shots behind. Scotty Scheffler was like minus 125 to win the tournament, which is just insane for only having a 2-shot lead with 3 rounds left. I mean, I should have pulled the trigger, but I didn't. But how unreal is it to shoot 31 under par across 4 rounds? He didn't make a par on any par five the entire week. He had 8 birdies and 3 eagles.
Well, dude, the
That's
crazy thing to
crazy.
me is the next closest guy was like 8 strokes behind him or
Eight
something.
shots back.
Fi
Yeah.
Finished at 23 under, and imagine you shoot 23 under, probably one of the best rounds of golf
Rounds
of
ever.
your life, and you still got
Yeah.
smacked. You had no chance basically in going into the last day.
No, I don't think second place shot over a 67 across the 4 rounds, which is just
Yeah,
crazy. I mean,
yeah,
you just got to tip your cap. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, that's
and
just straight
and
domination.
that's just why Scotty Scheffler is. I mean, he's still the number one golfer in the world, correct?
Yes. Scotty
Yeah.
Scheffler, fun stat for you. Actually, I mean, this is just one of the most absurd stats I've ever heard, but Scotty Scheffler has been ranked number one in the world for 138 weeks in his career, which is a lot. I think it's third highest in golf history. He
Yeah.
would need he would need to be the number one player in the world every week for another decade to even catch Tiger Woods 683 weeks being number one. A
Dude, that is
decade straight of
ridiculous.
being number one in the world to even catch him. That's not even to pass him.
Let's do some quick math. Quick math, real quick. You said, how many weeks was Tiger?
Tiger was 683 weeks of being number one.
Yeah, he had close to 15 years of being the number one golfer in the world.
That's a
What Tiger started when he was 16? Does that sound right? Or was it maybe not even until
um
18?
I that's a good question. He won the USAM the first time. I want to say when he was 15 or 16,
Okay.
and then obviously, well, he did go to Stanford, but then turned pro. But I think his first PGA Tour event was when he was 16. It might have even been 15.
Pretty impressive.
Talk
Stuff
about
I
some
would kill to do.
dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's impressive stuff. And honestly, it's exciting because going into the second major of the year, the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, you got Scotty Scheffler, who just shot 31 under. Bryson DeChambeau just won a live event. Justin Thomas finally got back in the win column. Rory obviously won the Masters. The guys that have been the guys and that everybody tunes in, everybody watches, are all playing their best golf going into the second major of the year. You can't really ask for much more.
No. And that's the thing about golf too, dude. A lot of the well-known players, there's a pretty solid chance that a good handful of them are gonna show up every tournament. Like that
Oh yeah,
someone's going to do something insane and bring their game. You're not just gonna see a bunch of amateurs step up and be like a big group of them in the top five to end a tournament.
no, I mean it's super exciting because the most well-known players. I mean, even Xander Schauffele's starting to figure it out. He's playing better. Jordan Spieth is playing better. I mean, the guys that we've kind of grown up with or been watching over the past 6, 7 years are all playing their best golf, especially going into a major. It's going to be an exciting tournament, and I mean, any of these guys can win. But if Scotty Scheffler's playing and hitting his irons like he was hitting this past weekend, good luck. I mean that guy, that guy's a problem.
Some good iron play is the greatest part about golf in my mind.
I mean that's as a golf, as you and I golf. That's
Well,
what
I guess
brings us
that is
back.
golf, but
You strike it. You strike a pure iron. Oh, it's one of the
oh yeah,
greatest feelings out there.
yeah. Don't do it too often.
But when it happens, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Kerry, Cardinals are actually on a 3-game win streak, which is pretty electric. Haven't had that happen since the week first series of the year when we swept the Twins. But St. Louis, the Cardinals saved the day on what Sunday. They beat, they win the doubleheader against the Mets. They beat the third best team in baseball in a series, and then the St. Louis Blues with, I don't even know how to put it into words. Obviously, it's an all-time choke job. Up by 2 goals with
Oh
under
yeah.
2 minutes to play.
I don't even
Are
think it's
now a
worse than
part
a
of
choke
sports
job.
history. It was devastating. But also, Kerry, when you're watching those last 2 minutes as a Blues fan, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the biggest hockey St. Louis Blues fan in the world, but it is playoff time. That's just how that's how these work. Your
Right.
team's in the playoffs, and
Yep.
you're in Game 7, the epitome of sport. I mean, that's you want to. Everybody wants to have that moment in Game 7, and you're up by 2 goals with 2 minutes left, less than 2 minutes left. It felt like that entire time after the Jets scored that second goal, it felt like the Jets were going to tie it up. Like
Oh.
I, I was expecting it, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about my Game 7 of the Cubs World Series when Cleveland Indians were just slowly coming back. Like it, I felt they were just gonna do it. They were gonna tie it. They were gonna take the lead. Something was gonna happen, and it happened. It's just one of those moments as a sports fan. It literally just like hits you in your stomach, and you weirdly, obviously, there's been multiple times you've had that feeling and it doesn't happen, but it's like you weirdly had some type of feeling that it was going to happen, and it's just like your worst nightmare comes to life, and you literally like
Helpless,
think
dude.
about it, trying to go to bed. It's like, how am I supposed to sleep after that?
You don't. You don't. But
Yeah.
I mean, think about it too. Just again, as a Blues fan, somebody that follows the Blues, watches the Blues. In 2019, there was really no business the Blues should have won the Stanley Cup with
Yeah.
how they got there. Back to back Game Sevens. You win against Dallas in Game 7. You beat Boston in Boston in Game 7 and end up winning the Cup. Like, I think that's just one of the best parts about hockey too, is the playoffs. You never know. You never know who's going to pull it out, and it just felt like it was the Blues' time to be on the wrong side of it. And my lord, were they on the wrong side of it?
Yeah.
Tough,
It would have been
tough
one
beat.
thing, dude, if that happened in like Game 5 or 6, but the fact that it was like Game
Game
7, they
7,
had it
yeah.
in their hands for it to end like
Yeah,
that it's miserable and
it's tough.
funny to me
It's tough.
because I had no type of love in either one of those teams. But
I mean, yeah, we are in media now. We do look for headlines, but I wish it was not that headline.
yeah,
Not a huge part of that, but it's tough ending for the Blues season. St. Louis still got the Cardinals though, still hopeful. But Carrie, let's get to the best part of every episode, and that is the best bet. There's 2 picks out there today, Carrie. 2 best bets. You got one of them. What is it?
got Yankees at home against the Padres. Should be a good pitching duel, in my opinion. We got Dylan Cease for the Padres against Max Fried. The Yankees, Fried is one of the hottest pitchers in the league right now. Judge is obviously the hottest hitter in the league right now. I'm going to be all over Yankees -1.5 plus cheese.
Ooh, plus cheese in New
Yeah,
York.
I do hate betting anything Yankees wise because their hitting is still not selling me, even with the amount of home runs they've had this year or in a single game in general. But the Padres, they're very inconsistent. I think they rely on 3 or 4 guys in their lineup. They're not a solid 9. All over the Yankees on this one. But what is your pick to secure the midweek sweep?
Midweek sweep. We've got the Mariners at the Athletics under 9 runs. You got Brian Wu on the mound for the Mariners. He's had a great start to the year. I think a sub-2 ERA. And then you got Gunnar Hoglund on the bump for the A's. Ever heard of him? Didn't think so. Doesn't matter. He had a great outing. He's pitched 1 time this year. He's had a great outing in his first start of the year, and he's going to have another one. Both these pitchers are going to be shoving. It's the Mariners and A's. Come on now. Under 9 runs. That is a lock. 2 best bets today. You got Yankees -1.5 plus chatter. And then you got the Mariners A's under 9 runs. That is best bet.
Very interesting 2 picks now that I'd rerun them through my head, but I like them both.
Expect the unexpected from the Gotchasports fellas. But if it's your first time joining us, appreciate you. Returners, all the love. Go follow us on all of our socials. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X. You name it. We got it. Carrie, that's all I got. What do you got?
We Gotchasports.
Until next time.